Okay, so I'm calling this the rapid leads formula. The rapid leads formula. So what do we mean by that? And basically, probably one of the fastest way to get started. Typically what you're going to hear is that you want to start with your squeeze page, you want to start by building a list, you want to take that list, you want to sell them a product, and then you want to start engaging them with training. And I'm going to suggest to you that in terms of what the customers are going to experience, and maybe even the way that you deliver it, is going to be probably in reverse with another piece in the middle. I'm going to say start with part one, which is start with the make money online niche. And I want to start there because I think that is sort of the way that we want to think about this, mainly because in starting with the make money online niche, you might want to ask, okay, so why do I need to start there? Maybe that's not what I want to do. I don't necessarily want to teach people how to make money online. I want to do something else. And if you haven't selected a market or a market subject, or a market yet to compete, I'm suggesting you start with the make money online niche. And there's a reason for that. Because everything that you're going to need to do in any niche have to be mastered within this one, right? Let's see. And it's a question. But what if we don't have a list in the make money online niche? Great question. I'm going to get to that. And hopefully by the time I get to the end, I'm going to answer that. So really, the crux of what I'm trying to do in this entire session is to answer that very question. Is let's say that I do not have a list. Where do I start if I'm going to start in the make money online niche? And the thing is that everything that you've got to master with the people who are other marketers, once you really have those things down, what I'm finding is that you can take all of those same skills, you can transfer them into any market. You can transfer them into any niche in information marketing. You transfer them into small business if you want to. Everything that you're able to master in the make money online niche, these are transferable marketing skills. They are transferable things where you have actually learned how to sell. You have actually learned how to deliver a product. You have actually learned how to listen to a customer. You've actually learned how to talk to them in a sales format, and then to continue to keep them engaged by email. Everything that you learn in this format is something that not only can you transfer and do for other people, you can transfer and teach other people. You can transfer into coaching other people to do them in the way that you say to do them. Anything that you learn in this market or niche is transferable. The other reason why is because it is the most competitive. And that's not a reason to stay out of it. It's a reason to go into it. Probably because there are more people coming to this niche because they're trying to figure out what to do. There are always going to be a lot of buyers looking for more information, willing to pay for it. And, the truth of the matter is that this market, this niche is always active, even in good or bad economies, right? So in other words, maybe the pricing, right? In a good economy, I've seen pricing on information products go up to $2,000 to $3,000. I don't know if you've seen that. In not so good economies, those prices come down, but people are still buying information. And so whether or not there's a good or bad economy, whether or not people feel good about about their prospects or not, they're still always going to be buying information to show them how to generate more or a stable income online. It's the easiest way to leverage your personal experience and apply what you've learned in life. So in other words, let's say that you've not been a salesperson, but everything that you learned, even everything that you learned as a father or mother, everything that you have learned on your job, everything that you have learned in volunteering, it's all transferable here. So everything that you can teach someone, everything that you have learned is going to be a transferable principle that will help you to coach people in what they're trying to do to earn more money. And so everything that you've already done is leverageable if you make the connection to the market. And it typically is, right? If I were to sit down with you long enough, I could probably figure out how to take your experience, whatever it is, and connect it to what you're trying to teach people, what you're trying to show people, what you're trying to do to connect to people. So it's another reason to want to be inside of this market or niche. The other thing is that there are platforms where you can get traffic to your offer, and that's really the main thing, right? So even if you're not going to remain in this market or niche, you do not have to be inside of the business opportunity or make money online niche forever. One of the things about the beauty of the make money online niche or the information marketing niche is that you don't have to build a business here. You do not have to stay here. You can launch 5 products and retire from the make money online niche, and then it would still be okay with the market, right? And so basically what you're trying to do, though, is you're trying to build, you're trying to build a list the fastest way that you can, and we're going to suggest that one of the ways you do that is going to be inside the make money online niche. So the second thing is you want to develop an offer with your best content and your best advice. So what do I mean by an offer? Well, first of all, when I say an offer, I'm not just talking about a product launch, right? And basically, when you start talking about developing an offer, that's everything. That's the bonus that goes along with it. That's the launch pricing that goes along with it. That's the scarcity that goes along with it. That's the quantity limitations that go along with it. So in other words, it's got to be an offer. So not just that you're putting together a product, not just that you're putting together a product with a sales page. It's got to be all of those things part of being an offer. So you launch a product, you come to the market with an offer at a limited time that people can actually get. Now, again, you don't really have to have a lot of buyers every time you make this offer. However, if you can be consistent about making an offer, you are going to find that you're going to be able to attract the right people, and then you're going to be able to leverage those folks in order to build your list even more. We're going to talk about how you're going to do that. So the reason that you're developing an offer, right, is that you're finding people who are already interested in purchasing information. So you might say that building a list like this is inefficient. Actually, building a list like this is the most efficient, because even if, let's say that you have 10 subscribers and none of those people are interested in buying anything, you don't really have an effective list. If you have one person on your list because that one person already bought something from you, you already know that person buys information, right? And they're part of your email marketing list. So you don't have to feel like, well, I'm not progressing too fast. I've heard of people having lists of 1,000, 2,000, 3,000 people. That doesn't mean everything in the world. You want to have a list of people. And again, even if you go back to the Kevin Kelly, concept, which is to have 1,000 true fans, even if all you had were 1,000 people who spent $100 per calendar year with you, that would be all that you need to generate a 6-figure income if you really think about it. So you don't have to worry about having a small list that you build a little bit at a time. And one of the ways that you build that small list a little bit at a time is you develop an offer with your very best content and your very best advice. That really is the starting point to develop to build a list. I'll tell you why this is the case in a minute. Why, again, one of the things that about developing an offer is that you have to cut through the learning curve of a lot of things. So in other words, there are a lot of things that you might think that you need to learn, but really until you decide you're going to deliver a product, then you will then start cutting out some of the things that you maybe thought you had to learn that you don't really have to learn. You will only learn the things about your membership site that are necessary to your launching the product. You will only learn the things about your page builder that will be necessary to your launching the product. You will only learn the things about, let's say, cPanel or HTML that are necessary for you to launch a product. And again, what happens when you develop an offer is that you cut through the learning curve. Right? And it happens. It is human nature. What happens is the necessity of the moment drives you to make sure that you're only focusing on the things that are necessary. The other reason why is because your list grows with every buyer, right? So this is why it's a more efficient way of developing a list. Every time somebody buys from you, they become part of your email marketing list because you're going to build that after sale autoresponder. The other thing is that basically when you develop an offer, you're really going to find out what sells. Let's say that you produce an offer and nobody buys it, right? You're going to come back to the market with that offer, but the next time you're going to come back to it, you're going to add more value because maybe it was the price. Maybe it was that you didn't have enough value in it. Maybe it was that when people saw it, it was that maybe they didn't feel like they wanted to spend the money for the value they're going to get. So what you got to do is you come back to the market, you add more value to it, or you find out what people are really trying to do. Even if the offer doesn't sell, this is the key to developing an offer. Let's say you develop an offer and nobody buys it, right? You can always use a product to create product for a giveaway. I'm going to talk about that here in a minute. So again, everything that you do toward creating an offer is never lost, right? The effort is never lost. It is the starting point to your being able to build a list. Develop your very best offer. What is your best advice right now? Right? What is the best? What is the thing that you alone can teach somebody with your very best? Develop that as your offer. Develop that as what you're going to be able to deliver to people. It is your very best, right? It doesn't have to be everything. Doesn't have to be the longest thing. Doesn't have to be let's say the 10,000 page thing. It just needs to be your best, right? The very best thing that if you were the thing that you were threatened to keep a secret, the thing that you feel like, boy, I don't even know if I want to teach people that. That's the thing that you got to come to the market with.